So let me tell you something wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind to fight Boots, you might as well do it now.
I'd compare it to this. Jaron Ennis, Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis is Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. Terence Crawford's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Perfect. A+,
And if you just look at the highlight reels.
What about the Terence Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
Jaron Boots Ennis says he is done waiting. He is openly challenging Terence Crawford to face him at 154. The young contender says this is the moment to show who truly controls the division, and he believes Crawford hesitation will be exposed. As the tension grew, Eddie Hearn entered the conversation and delivered a statement that sent shockwaves through boxing. He asked what other realistic fight fans would truly want to see Crawford take besides Ennis. That statement instantly lit the division on fire. It was not simple promotion. It was a clear message that no other matchup really matters right now. Hearn made it clear that a Crawford versus Ennis fight is not only demanded by fans but feels unavoidable. His confidence and timing suggested that talks may already be happening behind the scenes. This kind of talk has a way of turning speculation into fact, and the pressure could be felt everywhere. Now the focus is on Crawford because if he stays quiet, his silence could speak louder than any response. Just as fans began imagining the showdown, Terence Crawford shut down the excitement with his own words, and that changed the entire situation.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
Crawford's response completely stopped the momentum. The fighter many believed was ready to dominate at 154 made it clear he is not returning to face Ennis. That message changed the story and left fans wondering if this move was smart planning or real doubt. Some believe he is guarding his legacy. Others feel he is avoiding the one challenger who is young, driven, and dangerous enough to push him. No matter the reason, it added a deeper level of tension to a rivalry that was already growing. With the callouts getting louder, the divide between the established champion and the rising force feels sharper than ever. Even Crawford coach Bomac added to the drama by speaking up, and his comments only made the situation more intense.
No, he don't bring nothing to the table. He got our leftovers. Why would Bud want to go backwards? Why would want to go backwards? Bud looking for bigger and better fights, so where he can etch his name in the concrete forever. I don't know, because I really don't look at none of the welterweight since we did clear the division out. I'm done.
Bomac did not hold back while standing up for his fighter, and his tone made his message clear. He said Crawford has already conquered every challenge that mattered, and going backward is not part of the vision. That response only made the storyline more intense. Fans immediately questioned whether it showed pure confidence or revealed that Team Crawford does not want to face the young threat waiting at 154. Many people saw it as both, and the boxing world quickly split into debate because when a trainer speaks with that kind of certainty, it often signals something bigger happening behind the scenes. One thing is clear: this rivalry has grown much deeper. Eddie Hearn was clearly fired up. Crawford's decision did not sit well with him at all, and his reaction made that obvious.
That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Boots is the best welterweight in the world. I mean, tell me a better welterweight than Boots Ennis. Impossible. There isn't one. So, he's the best welterweight in the world. I mean, we just finished a FaceTime with His Excellency, who asked me, will we make the Crawford fight?
You could hear the frustration and shock in Hearn's voice as he spoke. He said it was crazy that Crawford would refuse a fight with someone as skilled and motivated as Jaron Boots Ennis. To Hearn, Boots is not just another young name coming up. He believes Boots is the best fighter in the world right now and the one who truly deserves the spotlight. His tone was not only anger but also a challenge, almost daring Crawford to prove him wrong. The message was clear that true greatness does not run from danger but meets it head-on. With those words, Hearn reignited the debate and pushed this possible matchup back to the center of boxing talk. His frustration did not stop there as he went further to explain why Crawford's choice made no sense to him. He pointed out that many of Crawford's past opponents were no longer at their best when they fought him. He openly said that while he views Crawford as a generational talent, many of the fighters he faced were already past their prime. There was no bitterness in his voice, only honesty. Hearn made it clear that timing matters and suggested Crawford has not yet faced someone who was truly at their peak. This was not meant as disrespect, but as a statement of fact, and it set the stage for his focus to shift directly to Boots. Hearn explained that unlike others, Ennis is not at the end of his career and is not coming off major injuries or years of wear and tear. He described Boots as young, sharp, and untouched by age or damage, with no excuses holding him back. This was more than comparison, it was a direct challenge. Hearn was saying this is the fight that shows who is still on top. Still, he balanced his words with respect and made it clear his frustration came from admiration, not hate. He said it was not Crawford's fault and believed Crawford would have fought anyone and likely beaten them. He called him a generational great and meant it. But the question remained, why turn down Ennis? Hearn finished by acknowledging the business side, saying Crawford has earned the right to choose his fights and will only return for serious money. He hinted that Team Ennis is ready to do whatever it takes to make this fight happen. His tone showed strategy, not surrender, and made it clear he believes this matchup defines eras. Just as the noise around Hearn's comments began to fade, Jaron Boots, Ennis himself stepped forward, calm, confident, and completely honest.
It's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said you never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net, acting like this.
Ennis did not hold back at all. He said clearly that he is ready for Crawford at any time and at any weight. He made it clear that the delay is not coming from him but from Crawford. Even so, he spoke with respect and gave credit to Crawford's greatness while calling out the excuses around the fight. His tone was calm and controlled, like someone who knows his moment is close. When he said Crawford should not act like he has many other choices, the energy shifted. He was not asking for the fight or chasing it. He was challenging Crawford to step up. When he finished by saying, "Fine, go get your money," the message was clear. Ennis is not running after anyone. He is standing at the top waiting. After that, another voice joined the discussion as coach Breadman Edwards stepped in to share his own view on the Crawford situation.
Canelo at 68, and then when he do it, people move the goalpost. So I don't even want to get into no Boots and Crawford talk. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got into Crawford and Floyd is the same years apart as Boots and Wichicom. Nobody ever tried to make them fight. So I don't want to get in that because I don't really know if it's possible for them to fight.
Breadman did not rush into the excitement at all. Instead, he slowed things down and brought a sense of reality to the conversation. His voice was calm but direct as he reminded everyone that not every big fight lines up the way fans want. He made a point that made people pause and think that sometimes different eras in boxing simply do not meet at the right moment. It was not about fear or ducking anyone, but about timing and understanding the bigger picture. Breadman hinted that pushing this fight too early could damage what might later become something truly special. His words carried weight not because he was loud, but because they came from someone who understands how the sport really moves. He went on to explain further and offered more insight into why a Crawford versus Ennis fight may not be ready to happen just yet.
Been great if Floyd would have gave Crawford a shot, but he didn't, and nobody cared. It wasn't like it was a duck. It wasn't a duck. It was like they kind of different eras, even though they fighting at the same time. So I don't really know if it's possible because Boots will have to leave 54, and it's a bunch of work at 54. Crawford will have to come down from 68 and clear out 68, which ain't no guarantee. You know what I mean? It's like too much room. We got to see some more things happen.
He explained it in a clear and practical way, saying the two fighters are in very different phases of their careers. Crawford is aiming to move up and chase bigger challenges, while Ennis is still building his name at 154. Breadman was not speaking out of defense, but out of realism. He reminded everyone that boxing is guided by timing, not dream scenarios. There is still progress needed on both sides before this matchup truly fits. His viewpoint added balance to the discussion by mixing excitement with the patience the sport often requires. It was not a rejection of the fight, but a matter of waiting. And just as opinions were divided between timing and legacy, Max Kellerman stepped in and completely shifted the tone with his take.
Let me tell you something wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind to fight Boots, you might as well do it now. What did Floyd Mayweather do with Canelo Alvarez? Now Canelo was already an enormous draw, and that's the difference. But he didn't wait till he got super old, and Canelo entered his prime. He got him.
Kellerman did not speak about waiting or avoiding anything. He focused on the present moment, and with his sharp style, he said now is the right time for Crawford and Ennis to face each other. His words brought back the excitement fans had been missing. He described it as two fighters at the peak of their abilities meeting in a fight that could define a generation. He sounded confident, like someone who has seen too many great opportunities disappear in boxing history. Kellerman's view sparked new belief that everything is lining up at the right time. It did not feel like simple breakdown or opinion, but more like a push for action. Right after that, former world champion Shawn Porter stepped in, and because he has been in the ring with Crawford, his words carried real experience and weight.
I truly don't know, because Terence is just
somebody getting stopped.
I don't know. That this fight right here, if this fight were to happen this year, it will go down in history as one of the classic fights that go with the Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns, that go with the Ray Leonard and
Porter spoke with real admiration as he described what a fight between Crawford and Ennis could mean for the sport. His words were not about guessing a winner, but about the lasting impact. You could hear the respect in his voice as he linked the matchup to the great battles from earlier eras. He made it feel like this would be more than just another headline fight, and instead something fans would remember for generations. Porterview gave the matchup a feeling of history and purpose, as if it was meant to happen. It was excitement mixed with respect that only someone who has lived that life can express. As he continued, his tone shifted from praise to a deeper understanding of why both fighters are so dangerous.
It's such a special fight because you got two alpha males in the ring that are true alpha males. You know what I mean? I was an alpha male until I got in the ring with that dude.
It just
that dude, like, it was like the more he wasn't allowing me to do what he wasn't, and it was like, damn, okay, well then.
He described the fight not just as two boxers meeting, but as two leaders entering the same space, neither willing to give ground. Porter's perspective stood out because he has been there and experienced it firsthand. He has felt Crawford's presence in the ring, and his words painted a picture of a battle both mental and physical where neither man will back down. It was not just about trading punches, but about pride, control, and asserting dominance. You could sense that Porter fully understood how fierce the fight would be. It was the kind of intensity that can turn a big matchup into a defining moment, and that moment into history. Then another voice entered with a mix of sharp sports insight and boxing intelligence. Sean Ziddle offered a creative comparison that immediately captured attention.
I'd compare it to this. Jaron Ennis, Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis is Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. Terence Crawford's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Perfect. A+A.
And if you just look at the highlight reels, you might actually think Vince Carter is better. You might think Vince Carter is even better.
That's perfect.
Ziddle analyzed the Crawford versus Ennis debate in a way no one expected. He used basketball legends to make his point and showed the generational difference perfectly. The young, explosive energy of Ennis against the smooth, proven greatness of Crawford. It was clever, but also captured exactly how fans see both fighters right now. Ennis brings speed and excitement, while Crawford shows polished skill and control. Ziddle spoke with a mix of playfulness and insight, reminding everyone that true greatness is not just about flashy moments, but about legacy, dominance, and staying at the top. His comparison made fans pause and think that maybe history is repeating itself, only this time with gloves instead of sneakers. Then Tim Bradley stepped in, speaking honestly as always, with a clear warning for anyone getting too swept up in the Ennis hype.
You kidding me right now? Come on, Sean. I respect Ennis. Listen, I respect Ennis. I love his pops is cool. His whole crew is tight. You know what I mean? Like, but who the hell is Spence as Boots fought? It's a different type. Like, you can be riding that wave. You've been getting all these knockouts of all these other different guys, but you've never been in the ring with an animal like Crawford. And when you get in there for the first time and you get hit upside your head and you see that you can't do the stuff that you usually do against the guys that you fought, you know, at the lower level, bro.
Bradley spoke with a sharp edge, almost like a wake-up call for the fans. He made it clear that while he respects Ennis and his skills, Crawford is on another level. Facing Bud is not like any fight Ennis has had before. It is a completely different kind of challenge. Bradley's words carried the weight of someone who has been inside the ropes and knows what it is like to face top competition. He was not trying to diminish Ennis, but to show that highlights and real fights are very different. His point was simple: the ring will reveal the truth. As he went on, his tone softened from fiery to careful, like a mentor who wants to guide potential rather than see it wasted.
I would hate for him to get in this type of fight with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I would hate for him to get in this fight and look average. Look average. Because if you go back and you watch a lot of and he's a spectacular fighter. Boots is a spectacular fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's next. But he needs to be tested. He needs to be tested with a legit.
He spoke with real concern for Ennis' career, saying he does not want the young fighter to rush into a matchup that could make him look ordinary too soon. Bradley's words showed respect and experience. He admires Boots but also understands the importance of timing. To him, Ennis is special but still needs a true test before facing Crawford. It was not criticism but tough love from someone who knows how fast hype can fade in boxing. His message was clear: talent is one thing, proving it against the very best is another. In the end, one thing stands out. Jaron Boots Ennis versus Terence Bud Crawford is not just another fight. It is a battle between generations, youth versus legacy, the future versus the present. Every voice from Eddie Hearn's frustration to Crawford's silence, from Porter's respect to Bradley's caution, adds fuel to a fire that cannot be ignored. The boxing world feels like it is holding its breath, waiting for the moment both men finally face off in the ring. What do you think? Is Crawford protecting his legacy or being smart about timing? Is Ennis ready to take on one of the best ever? Could this fight match the hype or even change the future of boxing forever? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more videos as we continue bringing the latest debates, reactions, and behind-the-scenes stories from the world of boxing.